Sean Paul features on this one, but here it is. Now imagine Agent Sasco versus Assassin. You are the audience, and we have online the judge and the referee, Jeffrey Campbell. Wagwan, who take the clash? Who take it?
No, we're gonna leave that for the massive decide, you know. But what I can tell you is it was fun for me trying to even discover the difference between the two artists, then, if you will, the two personas. And in terms of sound and texture and of course content and just, you know, kind of like mindset. And I think the listeners going to realize really quickly that, yeah, Assassin is definitely the younger, more, the arted kind of version, I guess. Youthful exuberance. And then
I'm going to talk about that because I identified that in the title track of the album. But let's talk about the title. The fans battle with Assassin and Sasco. Is that what brought you to titling the album Assassin versus Agent Sasco?
Well, yeah, to some extent, and and on a personal level, is for me to for my own sake, identify each of them and know when to use who, and just as a matter of record keeping too. Like, a lot of times, we leave it up to other people to tell our stories, and so time to come, I might have people trying to say, oh yeah, Sasco was formerly Assassin, and this is how it went. Well, I'm kind of giving my own account, with this record, in terms of just defining the characters and make them collaborate on a project rather than just war.
Well, something tells me you're having fun right now, and I don't know if that's brought about by obviously the growth. I don't know if it's because you have your own studio. I don't know if it's because the Campbells are almost like folklore now in family culture. I don't know, but it sounds like you're having fun all around, so you might as well just have fun on an EP. Why now?
Yeah, I guess it's all of the above. I would have chalked it up mostly to having a better understanding now of what's of value to me, where I place value and the things that matter and the things that I consider to be priorities. And then, the next part of it is just have fun with the music and, do music from that perspective. And people say all the time, music is a mission, not a competition. And the truth is, I'm only competing with myself right now, literally.
Yeah. Well, so as the album suggests. Now, I'm going to quickly talk about this title track. I spoke to Toddler T about 5 hours ago. This morning, he said, Squitty, Squitty, a bad song, Squitty. So he can't believe that, he hasn't even heard the final mix or what have you. But it's a track. When you listen to that track, you hear Assassin start pick out in that song, and then you hear the sound that we've been accustomed to, a very thoughtful Agent Sasco in that song. It sounds like original dancehall style. You've never less dancehall, but there's a difference when you're putting together projects, right?
Yeah, but I think content. Content have to have a certain direction to it, and the overall direction must be positive. So even in the back and forth between them, Assassin is more like rough and abrasive and young and egotistic, and then the more mature Sasco is like juvenile, listen, whatever. So even in that sort of exchange, there was still a balance in it in terms of making sure that a more conscious and a mature perspective, is in the conversation,
So Sasco, tell me something. Oh, you draw out the one Chronixx, sir. Chronixx just got old dancehall, I know. I say represent where you come from.
Yeah, man. I just the vibe. Hey, so I want to tell you. So the truth is London City draw we out because that song was inspired by Notting Hill. It was recorded during my part was composed and you know.
Was that the track when you came to
originated on my trip during Carnival?
Was that the track you played to me like after Carnival when you were?
Yeah, while I was still,
okay, because I knew I heard it somewhere, but I didn't hear obviously dancehall style Crandada, man called Crandada on the track. You understand?
Yeah, man. So I go on this now. After we leave the parade, went straight to the studio with Fanatics them, and we did actually 3 records that weekend, and Represent being one of them. And by the time we reached back at Jamaica now and finished putting it together, I was like, yo, who could represent Panatuna? Is it me? And of course, we reach out to Grandad and Bridging. When the man sent back the thing, was shocked.
Yo.
So we go check him. Before him actually recorded, we go check him and thing, and like him and make me hear the vibe where I'm having. Me I said, no, man, I go for them, I know. But when I actually hear the recording, I said, no, brother, man, go for them.
Oh, man, go for them, man. Go all for the dancehall cream. Him say, this is some African one that jump and love it.
I don't want the massive get it twisted. Remember, I said Chronixx forward on the scene with a original dancehall sitting,
True.
In breakout song is behind curtain, and it can't get no more dancehall than that. So definitely it's no surprise him have it, but it's just that for hear him go for them. So at first when I hear him like that for a minute still, go for them.
Yeah, and obviously on the on Teflon's juggling loco in go for them again is like I'm feeling it's the link up with Assassin Star because.
Yeah, no, so it's an energy still because don't get it twisted. Likewise, I'm inspired by a lot of these younger artists and what they're bringing to the table, and Chronixx being one of them, for sure. You can't deny level of artistry from composition to actual sound and melodies and thing, and then and this local rhythm, the 2 track them just go for further demonstrate that so brutal as a love song, and then television is the worst. I mean, can go on and on. I have incredible respect for him, and to have him be a part of this project, also means a lot. And as I say, I'm really sharp my last and when chopping and this doing.
So did it make you have to redo parts of your track? Did you redo anything after you heard Chronixx? Talk the truth.
No. So you are going now. Remember, so we just start about what my responsibility is in music at this time. When I go on that microphone, it's always 100%. So
of course.
So after the fact, I won't need to change it because I'm done. Unless it is like, you listen back sometime and you figure, say, boy, I could have probably, said this different or whatever, but, certainly not in the way that, oh boy, Chronixx go hard, I'm going to fix something. No, sir. It's, you give it 100% from morning anyway. But what I will tell you though, in terms of, when him add the harmonies to the chorus and thing, like I did go in and sort of, and this happened on the last album too, to sort of take some guidance from his melodies and thing, because he's more inclined in that sort of way, and I'm gonna take the lesson from it and go in and vocally adjusted some things. But in terms of my verses and thing, no, it did it. I want to tell you, if you realize also, that is the thing where I say I did this ad lib, looking at the crowd, which is what inspired the flow. You know what I mean? Yeah, real selector style. So, even in that regard, just appreciating, how ideas, come together and how songs get made. It was real fun working on that record, and I absolutely love how it turned out.
I'm kind of like for the fans, I'm sure they'll be like, we want more, but I think we can understand and adjust in these times that if the artist say EP, it's EP. So yeah, check it out. It's got obviously Sean Paul features on it, tracks with Cranium, Chronixx. Come on, you can't ask for more than that, man. So there you go. It's out.
Kabaka, Bounty Killer, because we have dropped the remix band too.
Oh, you put the local on it. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's good because I'm gonna move swiftly to my next question. But I must say, it's for all you fans right now of the music. Check it out. It drops tomorrow. So we're talking about it tonight, but it drops tomorrow, the 20th. Agent Sasco versus Assassin. Crazy, judged by Jeffrey Campbell himself. Judge and adjudicator, you know what I mean? So, I want to ask you something about the process of making music, but I don't want to get too techie for the fans then. But you just mentioned Bounty Killer. And we see that the killer just dropped some images on his profile of this brand new album. My mind tell me say, Assassin's got some production going on on that album.
What I will say is, Killer reached out to me a few weeks ago that he's working on a project and he'd like for me to do some work with him on it, and that resulted in the song you heard, Freedom.
Yeah.
Which also features Chevron and the great LC and of course I'm on the song as well. So that song was done with this project in mind. Of course, them thing I go. So the song is out. So I guess it's no big secret. And then of course we also did the local remix same time. So I would imagine that it's still a part of the project, based on the last reasons. But I don't talk to Killer since or get an update in terms of where they are with the project and whatever. But that was the plan.
Well, I must say, you've had over the years, I've always felt that the chemistry with you and Killer, like writing for Killer, producing Killer from Bordeaux's production, you definitely are one of the producers that in recent times has been able to draw out the real Rodney, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't be wrong to hear you on the production with Bounty Killer.
I must tell you, if I had it my way, I would have looked for actually produce a full project, with Bounty. And it's something that I might pursue. You don't know.
Listen, man.
If the warlord is so inclined.
I feel
like if see this, whenever you're ready, we're there. Less than 3.
Listen, I feel say after Killer get Rodney do everything in a mood. So when he goes to Rodney album mood, I think after this first project, say it's gonna be a drip. There's gonna be more Killer projects. But as you know.
In my view, we just talk about responsibility and thing. In my view, Killer. I mean, when you have a lot of series coming out now with different people in the business, kind of giving an account of them story, and it is amazing to hear how many journeys Killer has impacted in a positive way. Zin, some more than others, but it seemed to be that Killer is a common denominator in so many of the journeys, including mine. Yeah. Not at the same level as maybe some other artists, because Spraga would be that person for me who was like, 100%, there, but Killer also factors in that story and Bojo and thing. But yeah, so in terms of responsibility at this stage, I feel like, at Killer state of development and what it means to the industry and thing, get them a project every 2 years.
Yeah, man, definitely.
10 songs.
And I think,
like even Killer don't even need to do singles anymore, to tell you the truth. Make them just get them on the project and pick off what them like and thing,
Listen, I've got in the studio over there, I got a Killer framed Bounty Killer, my experience. I haven't got one of your ones, Sasco, but I have a Killer. And I used to enjoy those Killer projects when they used to drop back in the day. So
yes, man.
Definitely.
So
and you're right. There's been a few series of the old guard them or the generals them speaking of how their career started, and 9 out of 10 has to call the name Bounty Killer. I mean that's the impact.
And also who is also a quiet hero in that regard. The brother named Boom Dynamite, because Boom Dynamite is one who carried Killer to the studio. And then Boom Dynamite, the amount of people here, Boom Dynamite name called me. I say, no, you see, these are the things that I, as a lover of the music, I'm interested in. And in terms of, celebrating people like that, no, seriously, we need to keep a big show and say, Boom Dynamite, we love you because enough things you do in the music.
True.
Neatly. And you carry Killer goes to I think Cabra as well, Mega Bantan, then I mean Predator Attack and say Boom, the amount of man called Boom Dynamite.
The Marv interviews,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I saw one of the I think I saw one of the interviews with Harry Toddler, and I think Toddler kind of explained it so much better of like the impact of Rodney and the people that impacted Rodney because he was there to see. That was one of the good. Let's say they're all very good interviews, but that was one I listened to carefully right to the end. I was like, wow.
No man, they are all very informative. But and like I say, as a lover of the music, what I've come away with is that instrumental Killer has been in the journey of so many artists, and then a brethren like Boom Dynamite who also quietly have a role to play in so many stories. And I think as a industry, we really need to celebrate a lot of those stories more,
definitely.
Because naturally a lot of the negative stories get come to the fore, and we really need to celebrate them things.
I think there's a couple of journalists, bloggers that's been doing those interviews. I don't know their names, but salute them because they're doing a great job and keeping us entertained.
Yeah, well, I bet you them teach them. I still doing a lot of them. He's the one that I know of more than any other. And then we need a lot more of that. And it's not just for us to do them and a man tell him story, but also if we recognize things within those stories, recognize people who might have overlooked or whatever over the years. It can't hurt for we keep a Boom Dynamite there, and so Boom Dynamite, we applaud you, Bridget, for the amount of things you're doing at the business. I'm sure that would be welcome, isn't it?
Well, hopefully these are leading up to those things, man. It's good times. I mean, we're in unpredictable times, but there's also, as I said, there's light that comes out of the darkness. So right now, so that's where we at right now. So people, Sasco, Assassin, Jeffrey, any which way you want to call him right now. New project tomorrow. Need to go and check it out.
Yeah.
The worldwide fans
Sasco
are going to be...
Assassin and massive, on the side. Me can't pick my side, isn't it? Now for us stay neutral.
You know, one of the funny things, like we're doing this interview and everybody can actually check it out worldwide. If you come to London, I'll be honest with you. People them say, Assassin. When I play your music over Africa, their agent Sasco. I don't know I don't know if it's where the music kind of tripped. I don't know. So you have different regions that would swear, say, no man, this is Sasco.
But absolutely. But guess what, Robbo? Remember saying even on some tune, you have some song where when it get to a verse or whatever, it's definitely Assassin verse and Sasco for those bill. And then sometimes it's kind of like, all right, Assassin, hold on, this is, and even performance-wise, I mean, a lot of settings more time, and all right, Rude Boy sitting, Assassin run out, and then sometimes, so it's, like I said, for me, it was fun to just, have a definition of the two of them and know when to call up and who, and then I would invite the massive to try identify who is who on particular songs and even on particular verses, because sometimes the flow in and out like that. So Sasco might dip on a chorus, and then when the verse starts, I say, hold on a little bit. No man, that's all like Assassin like this, based on the content and the texture. And then somewhere in there, Sasco start again and he's like, whatever, but on the actual title track though, that is where it's definitely, they're going at it.
Big song. I mean, there are big songs on the EP. Do check it out. But Sasco, last question. If the social media campaign started and the people them say, we want Assassin, you'd have changed your name, you would have flipped and everything back to...
No. It's a couple like you have to say, you want to turn, go back to being 17. We can't turn back the hands at time, brother. So, Sasco is what it is right now. The beauty of it, though, is that, I'm still able to harness the Assassin whenever necessary.
People, I'm on the joke.
You must say, in case of emergency, break the glass.
Yeah. Well, listen, people, it's always Jeffrey. It's always been Jeffrey. Jeffrey Campbell, a.k.a. Assassin, a.k.a. Agent Sasco Online. Enough respects. Tomorrow, go check out the project, brand new.
Love and respect, massive. Watch out, you know the thing go. Tomorrow, it's a forward, so check it out. Give thanks. You don't know the thing go. Sasco Nation, bless up. Out there, you know the thing go. Big up all the producers, by the way, who worked on this project. My brethren Riffraff, big up yourself. Big up my brethren Chevron, who has been very instrumental in most of my recordings for the last 2-3 years. Who else again now? Diamond Studios crew. Big up the fam. Everybody, big up on yourself. You know the thing go. Out there.